Les interviews du doc, c'est maintenant sur Vinyl Time.
Et avec un grand plaisir qu'on va pouvoir discuter cet après-midi, on va parler du Big Deal. Voilà, le Big Deal. Alors, c'est un groupe serbe qui vient de sortir un nouvel album qui s'appelle Electrify, qui est sorti, il est sorti il y a très récemment. Il est sorti via le label Frontiers Records le 17 janvier. Alors c'est un très bon album. Et puis, on a la chance d'avoir avec nous cet après-midi le main man de ce groupe. On va discuter avec Srdjan Brankovic, le guitariste qui joue de la basse aussi sur cet album, qui vient nous présenter donc ce Electrify acoustique fantastique. Srdjan, thank you so much for accepting my invitation. It's a great pleasure to speak with you about Electrify. Congratulations for this new release. And I think you are right now totally happy uh, all these reviews that you have right now with this Electrify, because I see a lot of fantastic review and a lot of people maybe discover the Big Deal with Electrify, with not the first release of the band, but with so many good feedback. I think you are totally happy with your work. Congratulations.
Thank you very much for all the nice words. I'm also very thankful for I'm your guest in your radio show. Yeah, we are very happy with the new album. We are happy that it's finally out, because we were working on it for some time, for a couple of years. Yeah. Well, it was supposed to be done earlier, but it doesn't matter. I mean, as long as it sounds good, and we think it sounds good, we're satisfied, even if it was a little late, because we had some lineup changes and we were working a little bit more on the production and also in choosing the songs together with our label Frontiers Records. So yeah, we are here with the final result, and I think we're very happy with that result. And all of us, we were happy when we saw the reviews, and not only the reviews, but also we got a lot of messages from a lot of people from all around the world saying nice about us and buying CDs and listening to our music, and we were so happy about it. And now let's see what's next.
What's next? Well, maybe I have a question for what's next. But we just...
Oh yeah, maybe I don't even know.
Voilà, donc on parlait avec Srdjan. Donc cet album Electrify, il est sorti le 17 janvier. Il a mis un petit peu de temps et on va en parler parce qu'en fait, comme vous le savez peut-être, et on va peut-être vous faire découvrir ce groupe, il a sorti son premier album en 2022, First Bite. Et puis comme le dit Srdjan, ça a mis un petit peu de temps pour revenir avec Electrify, parce qu'ils ont pris plus de temps pour enregistrer, pour faire de la production. Il y a eu des changements de groupe. On va en parler puisqu'il y a eu il y a un batteur et un bassiste. Alessandro Del Vecchio, qu'on connaît bien, qui était sur le premier album, qui a quitté le groupe. Donc, il a fallu refaire ça. Entre deux, il y a quand même eu une petite Kiss Cruise, dont on va parler 2 secondes, où ils ont été joués aux États-Unis. Voilà, il y a plein de choses autour du groupe. Et puis, c'est un grand plaisir aujourd'hui de pouvoir se dire que on a un nouveau disque qui est dispo. Srdjan, maybe we have just to open a little bit the story behind the Big Deal, because maybe a lot of people discover you right now during this interview. So can you please just introduce the Big Deals with a band, with a young band, because you have 2 records right now. You're coming around 2020, 2021. You released the first one in 2022. So maybe just a word about the history of the Big Deal, why you create this band, and who is playing with you.
Yeah, you already said that we recorded two albums so far. I believe that if you're into melodic metal, melodic rock music, with 2 female singers, 2 girls, who are doing it very, very well, very, very often in harmonies. You're gonna love it. If you're a fan of the bands such as, maybe I don't even need to name it, from Heat to Nightwish, I think it's going to be a piece of cake for you that you're gonna like. So yeah, we are doing it together with Frontiers Records. Actually, they found us. Alessandro Del Vecchio was the bass player on the first album. Maybe you know him. He was working back in the past with Frontiers, and in some way he was a kind of connection between us and them. And when we made a contact with the guys from Frontiers, that idea was made and the name for the band was found. It was their suggestion. So this is how the Big Deal started. But before it, I started working on the music with my wife, with Nevena. She's also playing keyboards and she's singing in the band together with Ana, who is also a singer. So we did some demos. I knew Alessandro from the past, and actually I was talking to him while I was working on some music with Fabio Leone. He was recording some stuff with my other band called Logia. So I was talking to Alessandro that period, and he was like, "Hey, this is nice when you have something. Let's stay in touch." Blah blah blah. So yeah, he got the demos for the Big Deal, and he sent it to Frontiers. And actually, we still didn't have a name, but we made a contract and we defined the style. And the style that they wanted us to do was perfectly actually similar to the demo songs that we made. So it's like a connection between us and them, and we love that connection. And I think that they're the huge music lovers. And they're like true survivors, they're fighting for melodic rock, for melodic metal music. They're trying to do their best when it's about their bands. This is what I think. I mean, I think that they are really trying to do the best they can for us. So let's see what happens. We had some very nice festivals in the previous period. We were at the Kiss Cruise on a sea tour with them. We were playing at Rock Imperium Festival in Spain with Europe, Deep Purple. We did also some great festivals in Greece, Bulgaria, Macedonia, Slovenia. And now we have another album out, and now we are making some plans about the future festivals. So let's see what's going to happen, because Frontiers, they started working also on booking.
I know.
So I think we're not going to be doing it alone in the future, because in the past we were doing it alone. I was like, people were sending messages to me, and I was trying to use some of my connections. But most of it happened like I just got emails from, for example, Rock Imperium Festival. They just wrote, and the Kiss Cruise. And now we have a kind of, she's a booking manager, Chiara, that's her name, working for Frontiers. So let's see, maybe we'll come to France. Who knows?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm working with Martina, as you know, and Chiara since a couple of weeks right now. So maybe, yes, we have a good chemistry all together. So we are all together today with Martina, and we're working a lot with Chiara for some tour, as you know. So maybe we have to keep in touch.
Of course.
Voilà,
Always.
Alors, comme le dit Srdjan, donc on a ouvert un petit peu la porte du Big Deal. Alors, comment ça s'est créé aujourd'hui? Tout simplement, au départ, il n'y avait pas de nom de groupe, mais c'était plutôt de la musique qui était faite sur le bord avec des démos. Et donc, il a eu la chance et l'opportunité, bien sûr, de travailler avec Alessandro Del Vecchio, qui à l'époque travaillait pour Frontiers. C'est comme ça qu'ils ont pu signer un contrat avec Frontiers Records. Alessandro, bien sûr, comme vous l'avez compris, a donné le nom du groupe qui s'appelle The Big Deal. Le groupe, donc, il se compose aujourd'hui de Srdjan Brankovic, qu'on a ensemble avec nous aujourd'hui, de sa femme Nevena Brankovic, qui joue du clavier, qui est aussi vocaliste, Ana Nikolic, qui chante, on a Marko Milojevic, qui joue de la batterie, et on a aujourd'hui un nouveau bass player qui s'appelle Nicolas Mijic, qui est celui qui joue avec de la basse avec Srdjan, et qui viennent de sortir donc cet album Electrify. Et comme il le dit, ils ont eu l'opportunité avec First Bite de pouvoir faire la Kiss Cruise, le Rock Emporium. Ils ont fait plein de dates un petit peu partout en Grèce, vous l'avez compris, en Grèce, en Serbie, en Croatie, voilà, tous les pays autour de la Serbie, puisque c'est un groupe bien sûr qui vient de Serbie. Et ils ont cette année l'opportunité avec Frontiers, qu'on connaît bien, notamment avec Chiara, qui est le contact du booking, maintenant d'avoir une agence de booking. Et il espère, et nous aussi, voir le groupe en France, peut-être cette année, peut-être l'année prochaine, on va bien voir, mais en tout cas, c'est dans l'air du temps, et on est en train de plaisanter, vous l'avez compris, sur le fait qu'on a de très bonnes relations tous avec Frontiers pour pouvoir faire des choses. Srdjan, one word about First Bat and Electrify. What is the most difference between these two releases? Of course, for the first one, You have the beginning of the band. You're working with Alessandro. For Electrify, it's looked like a little bit because Alessandro left the band a couple of months before. What is the most difficult? Do you think you have some difficulty between these two releases, or you have a lot of idea and it was maybe a new approach with Electrify without Alessandro? Because clearly, when we speak right now, you have this chemistry before with Alessandro, and when we leave a band with such bass player, keyboard players, and so on, because Alessandro have a lot of different things, it would be for you difficult, or clearly no, you have so many ideas that we can propose something like the Big Deal version 2.0.
Well, when we speak about the composing, it didn't change a lot, you know, because while we were working on the first album, actually we did it very fast.
Yeah.
And we did it all alone. You know, we were just making some demos and we were recording new songs, and then we were sending it to Frontiers. Also, Alessandro, he was listening to it. So he didn't compose on the first album a lot. So he didn't compose on the second. So that's not a huge difference. But he was a huge help about the production on the first album. He had a lot of huge advices about everything, you know. While working on the second album, he became the A&R. So we were choosing the songs together. It was like we record some demos and we send, and he was listening. And for example, we send 5 tracks, and then he says, "Oh, I think that the first 3 are great, and maybe the 4th one and the 5th one, maybe we should keep these songs for something later, or we're gonna not use it now, if you ask me." So, but in the end, he decided, I don't know the reasons, but he decided to leave the label. And he decided, actually, he wrote about the reasons. I think that he just wanted to focus on the main things in his life.
Yeah.
And this is something that I really understand, because he's working with many
Bands.
great bands, such as Bjorn and Hardline. And sometimes it wasn't that easy. Yeah, sometimes he wasn't able to travel and to play with us, so we had to do it with a sampled bass guitar, because we didn't want to use another bass player because he was in the lineup, but he wasn't able to play with us because he had to be with a Hardline or with Jorn. He also had some health issues.
Yeah.
So I think it also made him think more about the future. You know, if you have many bands, if you work a lot, it can be really stressful. And I believe that he wanted to put the stress out of his life. So in the end, he decided to leave. And it happened in the very end. You know, we actually finished everything. We did the songs. I played a bass, and he was supposed to play it again, to do the bass guitar and to do mastering. And that was the moment when he decided to stop. So we had to find another guy who would exchange him. And just for the purpose of the album, we decided to ask Nikola Mic to join us, because he actually was the sound engineer for the band. So he knows the band very good. He was traveling with us. And he's the singer of my mother band called Logia. Actually, he's very similar to Alessandro, because he's not a bass player. You know, Alessandro, he's a keyboard player and he's a singer. And it's the same with Nicola, because he is a very, very professional singer. And you might know him from bands such as Eden Skurs or Sirius Black. So he's now working with Sirius Black. So he helped and he jumped in. So in the end, in the end, he was the bass player on the album. He did the bass guitars, but we're gonna see what's going to be in the future. You know, with the live shows. Maybe he's not gonna be on the stage with us. Maybe he's going to do the sound engineering, and maybe we're gonna find someone else who is very close to our town where we live, so he could come to the rehearsals. Because Nikola, he's from Serbia, but he's living in a very in the northern part, and we are in the central part of Serbia. So maybe we'll find someone who is going to be very close to us, so we could practice and make photos very easily, you know, which was another problem with Alessandro. because, you know, every time when we want to make some promo photos or to do something like recording videos, he had to travel from Italy.
Yeah.
Or when we play in Bulgaria, we have to go to Sofia to pick him up on the airport and then travel to Varna, or I don't know, I don't remember when we played, or the same as with Greece. Yeah, and we didn't have rehearsals, you know, we were just like staying on the stage, and we were like, yeah, I guess it's gonna sound good. And it always sounded nice. It always sounded good. So he's a real professional. I always asked myself how he can do this. I mean, he's playing with all these bands, and I saw a couple of years ago that he jumped in Bonfire. It was like he exchanged the bass player for Bonfire, and I was like, I sent him a message, Ale, I mean, how do you know the songs? And he was like, well, the most of the songs, you know, I was listening to most of the songs, but I was just reading it. And I was like, yeah. Nevena, she's also like it, because she finished academy and she's working in a music school, and when she's learning to play some songs, very often she writes, you know, so even when she doesn't remember, she can make it on the paper and then she's reading. Alessandro, he was doing also the same stuff, but he was not reading the notes, he was reading the chords. He always had those papers on the stage and he was like playing and watching the chords in case that he forgot something.
I didn't forgot anything.
Yeah. So I can tell you all good about him. We learned a lot from him, but he have chosen to go the other way, and we all absolutely understand this. I don't know what happened between him and the label, and it's not. I don't know. I guess he had a lot of job and he wanted to cut the stress, so he's not anymore with us. But I think the music, when we speak about the second album, something that I speak a lot, sorry. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you the difference is that now we try to sound more like metal, so you can even hear some power metal influences, because while we were playing after the first album, we actually realized that we have a lot of true metal heads, you know, in the crowd, not only melodic rock fans. People really loved us when we played Amaranth, Nightwish cover. So we kind of like, we realized that it would be smart if we would go more into metal, less into 80s rock. And I think this is the difference, but it's a very small difference. I think it's very similar to the first album, but the production now is more powerful, much better. It's a lot of guitar solos. It's a lot of guitar solos. Yeah, we wanted to push keyboards a little bit forward, because we think it makes us a little different. You know, you have a lot of amazing guitar players all around the world. You don't have a lot of guitar shredders, so we also wanted to do a lot of. I mean, I played a lot of albums. You know, this time I wanted to leave kind of like more space, maybe for guitar solos. Of course, it was always guitar solo and guitar solo, but every song has a guitar solo. So it wasn't the case maybe on the first album with every song. Now it's the case with every song. So all in all, the production is more modern. The music sounds more modern. We are more like metal now, but you can still hear 80s influences. Of course, you can hear it. So I think it's a step forward. And we had Jona T from the band Hit, and we also had Anders from the band Treat, and they helped us and they composed some stuff. Jona composed with Alessandro Del Vecchio. It's Not About Love is the name of the song, and Anders composed the song Survivor, which was the first single. Very great song. So that's it. I mean, while we were working on the first album, I composed almost everything. Now we tried with some outside composers like Jona and Anders.
It's not so bad. Not so bad.
Do you remember what I said? It was a lot.
Yes.
I have to be shorter.
No, I have to translate. Ben voilà, donc on est en train de parler effectivement de la différence entre Electrify et First Bite. Donc vous l'avez compris, sur le First Bite, bah, c'était le début du groupe avec plein d'idées. Et puis il y avait surtout tout le travail d'Alessandro Del Vecchio à l'époque qui était qui était dans le groupe. Donc ils ont beaucoup travaillé avec Alessandro. Puis après, il a fallu changer l'approche puisque Alessandro a quitté le groupe et comme le dit Srdjan, bah, c'était voilà, ça a été un moment un peu difficile parce qu'il a fallu retrouver un autre bassiste et puis il a fallu aussi préparer la suite, donc les tournées, les concerts qu'ils ont eus et puis préparer le travail. Donc ils ont eu la chance de retomber bah, sur un bassiste, un super bassiste puisqu'il joue notamment dans Serious Black qui s'appelle Nicolas Mijic, qui est un producteur qui connaît beaucoup, voilà, qui fait beaucoup de choses en parallèle. Et puis Srdjan a eu l'opportunité bah, de pouvoir aussi, lui, faire de la production. Donc ils ont continué pour ce nouvel album Electrify à travailler tous ensemble, à amener des nouvelles idées. Ils sont devenus un peu plus métal, vous l'avez compris. Alors dans le mot métal, ils sont pas devenus un groupe de thrash metal ou de death metal, hein. Ils ont mis un peu plus de métal, de son dans les titres, justement pour que derrière ils soient un petit peu plus dans l'aspect true metal parce qu'ils voyaient qu'effectivement il y avait beaucoup de gens qui étaient très contents, notamment quand ils reprenaient du Nightwish, il y avait des gens qui étaient super contents d'entendre ces titres, donc ils se sont dit tiens c'est pas une mauvaise idée de faire ça un peu plus dans le côté métal. Et puis la chance aussi qu'ils ont eu c'est de travailler avec Alessandro Del Vecchio qui leur a permis de découvrir la manière de travailler, de produire. Et comme il le dit, tourner avec Alessandro c'était un petit peu compliqué parce que bah, vous l'avez compris, Alessandro Del Vecchio, il fait tellement de choses à droite à gauche que par moment, bah, c'était compliqué. Il fallait aller à Sofia pour aller le récupérer en avion, repartir après, ou alors bah, il pouvait pas faire les photos parce qu'il n'était pas dispo pour les vidéos. C'était un peu compliqué. Donc effectivement, après avoir lancé le groupe, c'est vrai que c'est plutôt dans le sens, bah voilà, Jake Clement Agreement et ils sont passés à autre chose. En tout cas, bah, le groupe est super. L'album Electrify, si vous voulez le découvrir, il est super bien fait. Il est un tout petit peu plus métal, mais franchement, c'est un grand plaisir. C'est un grand plaisir d'écouter. Maybe Srdjan, now the big deal is coming like a family affair. Hein? If you have your wife, your friends, and so on, it look like more friendly family and so on and so on. Maybe for the third one, it look like not electrified, but maybe the big deal is coming like a family job or something like that. No?
But we don't want to look like that, you know, because while we're in the band,
Yeah.
we're not, you know, she's not my wife. I mean, we don't think in that way.
Yeah.
Actually, when I met her, what I really loved about her at first was her playing, because I saw her playing live, and we wanted to record the Dream Theater cover for the song "Spirit Carries On"
Mm.
with my previous band, and I wasn't able to find a keyboard player who would be like playing these piano parts. And when I saw her live playing, I was like, who is she? Because she's really playing great. So she's a great musician, and this is the reason why she's in the band. The main reason. And on the other side, you know, I'm a musician, and the most of my very good friends are musicians, you know. So after some decades of knowing some great musicians, it's always the first choice when you call someone to help you, because you know it's not only about the playing. It should be someone who is able to respect the chance to play that music for that label, which is really great label. You know, it's the hard times for musicians. Now you have a lot of these great musicians who just want to earn money, and they're playing with popular Serbian folk stars, and they just have to appreciate the chance when they go, for example, to play on the Frontiers Festival. It's very important. They love the music. They love the scene. So you should think about all these things when you choose someone to play with you in the band. And that's why it's usually somebody that I know for decades, not only a good musician, but he has to be a very good musician, and he has to be a very good in mind, and he has to be a huge music lover and the fan of heavy metal, of melodic rock. I think this is very important. And when we choose people who are working with, we also think a lot about it. Not only myself, but also the rest. So don't think that Ana is like just waiting. She's like, who is he?
Ah, voilà, sur le tour de la boutade, on est en train de se dire effectivement que The Big Deal devenait une love affair family parce qu'effectivement, bah, il y a sa femme, ses amis, voilà, qui jouent dedans. Mais non, il dit c'est vraiment un musicien important. And by the way, Srdjan, I have to take care because I know that on the 27th of April, you play at Milan. I was in
Yeah.
I will be in Milan, so we would like to have not fighting together because we speak about your wife. Huh?
Of course. I'm not jealous at all. I mean, this is very difficult for musicians if they're jealous. So I don't even want to show it that I'm her husband, when we play. Because really, I think that when we are on the stage, we are artists.
Yeah.
It's all about art. I mean, when we are at home, it's a different dimension, but when you are on the stage, we should be artists and we should just forget about that private stuff.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, I mean, it's not that easy to work in a band if you play with jealous wife or maybe jealous husband, and she's not she doesn't I'm trying to find the right word. She doesn't have protection because she's my wife. Let's say it like it. We just like trying to give the best that we can as musicians and as artists. So of course that we're not going to be fighting in Milano. Can't wait to see you there. And it's great. It's great that you're coming to the festival.
I'm coming in the first Frontiers Festival, so it's a couple of years because I'm flying. Of course, this festival stopped a little bit, but I'm coming since the beginning, so I see the first, the second, and so on. So I'm a huge fan of melodic rock. So if we have to see one festival, I think it's a Frontiers Festival with all the such bands that you have in a roster of Frontiers, of course, but it's an opportunity to see some band like you because I see Seven Crystal, Ronnie Romero, Robin McCauley, Mike Trump, but this is an opportunity to see some band who is not touring a lot, like you, The Big Deal, or Cassidy Parry, or Garish and the Chronicle, with a band with a good one, but we have no possibility today to coming in France because maybe Garish play 1 or 2 gigs in south of France, but it's not so easy to see some band like this. So it's a great pleasure to flying to the center of the melodic rock and see first of all a lot of people with like the music and the passion behind, and the opportunity to see some band for the first time. And I'm really happy to see you on the 27th of April. That's a really important. And one question, of course, Srdjan, what is behind this opportunity to play in Milan for such a lot of people? Maybe we discover you on stage. You play a mix between Electrify and the first one.
Yeah, we still don't know the list of the songs, but it's definitely going to be the mixture of these two albums. So we're going to add some new stuff. We are really thrilled about it, because I mean it means to us a lot, and we would like to. I mean, it's going to be for the first time that we play in front of our label guys.
Yeah, so for sure.
Yeah. It's very important to us, and we are a little bit like stressed about it. So very soon we're gonna start working on the rehearsals, with the new songs and practicing a little. I hope it's going to be very fine. Yeah. Let's see. We are the second band on the third day, and I'm so happy to hear that. Usually people come there to see, Winger, Asia, and all these big bands, and it's nice to know that somebody also would like to hear us.
Yeah, I'm in case of these people because I see a lot of bands everywhere since a lot of years right now. But for me, it's an opportunity to discover something new. I know Winger by heart, I know Robin McCauley by heart, so I know RM Skyrim, and of course, RM Skyrim playing in France just after the festival. But discover a new band with some good songs, it will be really my goal, and I really appreciate to discover something. And by the way, Srdjan, if you have some doubt about the set list, I can prepare something to you, sharing the set list to you. Huh?
Yeah, you can suggest. Actually, I would really like to hear.
I would really like to hear Survivor. This is my last question regarding this interview. why you
It's
start.
going to be on the list, definitely.
I would like to know why we start this Electrify by Survivor. Are you a real survivor of music, or this is what is behind this title? Because starting by Survivor, of course, Survivor is one of my big band everywhere because Survivor it's clearly a big one, and you have we have the opportunity to see. I'm pretty sure uh, with the name of the guys I don't remember, but we have of course Pride of Lion who is playing, and maybe it would be a good
Mhm.
idea to play some Survivor songs or something like that. But clearly,
Yeah.
why you start by Survivor for Electrify?
You mean why this song is the opener on the album?
Yes, yes, yes.
Honestly, when we work on the songs, it's a huge process, you know, and sometimes when everything is done, I just I'm not objective, if you understand me. So I like to hear from the label about their opinion. So they suggest the videos, the singles, and actually they suggested the song Survivor to be the opener. And I was like, yeah, great. Everybody, I mean, from the band. So this is what they suggested. And I think that that's a great idea. I really love that song. It's written by Anders from the band Treat from Sweden. It's a great band.
I like
He's a
Treat.
great guy.
Wow, it's my
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's not just a few words about Treat because each time a lot of people speak about Europe because it's look like the same. It's coming at the same period. It's coming at the same approach. And by the way, a lot of people forgot Treat because
Treat,
of
yeah.
course Europe pick up a large view with a lot of songs, of course, with the beginning and with the final countdown, etc., etc. But Treat is one of the most desiderated band because he have a lot of good songs, but I think for me he don't have one big songs, and this is really the difference between Europe and Treat. In fact, if Treat have
Mhm.
created a big one, it would be equal to Europe. But yeah, that's my point for Treat.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with you. So we had a huge honor to work with Anders from Treat. And we are so happy that actually his song is the opener on the new album, Electrified.
Yeah.
And about the meaning of the lyrics and all that stuff, I wouldn't speak about it because I didn't write it.
Mm.
It's Anders who
Yeah,
wrote it, you know. So maybe sometime if you have a chance to speak with him, maybe you can ask him about it.
yeah. Maybe we can speak on the
Yeah,
26th of April or before.
yeah, because they're gonna be playing a day before. A day
And
before.
and do you think we can have Anders playing on Survivor at your show? It would be great, no?
Oh, who knows? I didn't think about it. I mean, it would be great to make it one day, but
Yeah,
I'm not sure about the Frontiers Festival because I believe everybody's going to be very stressed about everything. You know, I believe we will not have a lot of time to prepare the stage.
yeah. But it would be great to have a
So, like,
special guest
yeah, it would, of course.
to finish your set with Survivor. I put 1 or 2 euros on it. I would like.
That would be great. That would be great. I I I believe one day we should make it.
What
I
about?
believe one day. And you know what? He's very supportive,
Yeah,
Anders. Very nice, very supportive. He's like sending messages, congratulations, Srdjan, the album is out, you know, and all that stuff.
yeah,
Very supportive. And it's very nice to have someone, let's say, behind your back who is huge,
yeah,
like Anders, and to have that support.
yeah. And
And
as you know,
it's not only him, but also, of course, we should not forget Frontiers because it's a mixture, you know. We did it all like together.
yeah. And this is the Swedish touch, as you know. Each time it's
Yeah,
really supportive. Each band that we speak a lot have some big support and so on. So this Swedish touch around the melodic rock music and the classic rock and so on, it's so important right now. So, bah voilà, comme on dit,
absolutely.
texte déjà.
When we heard the demo, when my brother, he's also a guitar player, and we are playing together in another band. When he heard the demo, he was like, "Wow, you can hear it comes from Sweden." It's great.
Yeah,
So yeah, I absolutely agreed. And this is what I really loved about that song, because I love Swedish scene. Their
yeah.
music scene is
Me
maybe the
too.
greatest.
Me too.
Yeah, so, so
Ah,
we're the same, like,
yes. Ah, voilà, bah, on parlait
Yeah.
du morceau Survivor qui démarre donc l'album Electrify. Donc, comme le dit Srdjan, c'est bien sûr écrit par ce très grand guitariste qui est Anders Winstrom de Treat, qu'on va retrouver le 26 avril au Milan. Je posais la question si on aurait peut-être un petit truc voilà, avec le groupe, est-ce qu'il y aurait une jam, un truc, bah, peut-être, hein, on ne sait pas, on verra. En tout cas, on aura plaisir de vous dire tout ça. Et puis, on aura l'opportunité effectivement de pouvoir écouter bah, tous ces bons morceaux le 27 avril, parce que le groupe est à l'affiche du Frontiers Festival le 27 avril. Voilà, on va pas vous redonner toute la liste des groupes, mais ce jour-là, le 27 avril, si je me trompe pas, c'est la journée où il y a Seven Crystal, The Big Deal, Ronnie Romero, Storace, Robin McCauley, Mac Tramp, le White Lion, et on terminera par Harem Scarem, une journée de fou, hein. Et puis il y a une VIP Acoustic Session du Big Deal aussi. Bah, j'espère qu'on pourra faire les tout et qu'on fasse des belles photos et qu'on en profite pour réinterviewer Srdjan et le reste du groupe aux frontières puisqu'on y sera. I hope we can make some quick interview after the show and so on, Srdjan with all the band members, and we can share directly to Vinyl Time on live during these few days and speak a lot. Srdjan, again, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. It's a great pleasure to speak a long time with you right now. And by the way, do you have some words for the French listener who is discover this afternoon the Big Deal?
First of all, I would like to say thank you once again for inviting me here to speak in your radio show. I would like to invite all of you, as I already said, all of you who like melodic rock music, melodic metal music. I know it's very hard to take some time nowadays and to choose and before deciding to listen to something new, because I mean we're overcrowded with a lot of details on internet and a lot of information, so it's hard to pick some new names and put your energy into it. But if you like melodic rock and if you like melodic metal, give us a chance. If you like ABBA also, because this is also another thing that we wanted to split into our music, two girls singing. One is brunette, other one is blondie. So it's like, heavy metal, Frida and Agneta. So it's like a lot of harmony in vocals, a lot of harmony in music, a lot of melodic solo parts, catchy choruses. This is what I would say about our music, but I made it. Maybe I'm not objective. If you have time, give us a chance. And when it's about you, thank you very much once again for giving us a chance and for taking your time to listen to our stuff, to listen to our music, because maybe now it's going to sound like something that everybody will say, but it's true. It doesn't have a sense if we don't have that back information from you, because when speaking about me, for me, this is all just a game for adult children. I enjoy being part of something that I like, something that I'm a fan of. So I like to be a part of this scene. I like to meet new people who are loving the same music that I love, who are the fans, who are music collectors as I am. I also collect CDs and I'm listening to that kind of music for decades now. So this is why I'm in this band, because I like to share some energy with people who share the same passion for rock music. So thank you for giving the life to the Big Deal, because you are giving the life to it.
Srdjan,
Without you guys, without Frontiers, it would be nothing.